gotta do a Debeni essay death on Thursday. The plaintiff's doctor. Yeah, well, and the judge would adjourn it.
Yeah, call him in the morning. You call him in the morning.
So it's a 4-year-old case. We're gonna move it. So they're moving cases.
Okay, the Tuesday, April 26th, regular business meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session. Everyone will rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone will bow their heads. I'll give a brief invocation. God in heaven, we thank you for bringing us here tonight. We ask that you guide us and bless our deliberations. In your name, amen.
This regular business meeting of the Township Committee of the Township of Wyckoff is now in session. In accordance with Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, I wish to advise that notice of this meeting has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall and on our Township Committee website page. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk, and copies were emailed to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and to the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers with general circulation throughout the Township of Wyckoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
We'll take a motion to, oh, wait a minute, we need a roll.
Do a roll call.
Yep, roll call.
Mr. Madigan?
Here.
Mr. Melchiong?
Here.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Here.
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Here. I'll take a motion to open the meeting for public comment, 5 minutes per speaker, for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wyckoff.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes,
In an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
thank you. If anyone is here who would like to address us, now is your turn. Now's your time.
Janet Toomey in your audience. I have a question about the deer supply in Wyckoff. Do you have anything to do with curbing the deer supply in Wyckoff?
We do not.
Oh,
And I can only comment on what Saddle River does. And Saddle River allows someone to come and hunt the deer to keep their deer herd under control. And it is not without controversy. It is with considerable controversy. But that is the only effective way to control the deer population.
I see.
And we have not yet concluded that that is a step that we want to take, because it is a controversial measure to do.
It's also the only legally permissible way to call it's also the only legally permissible way to cull the deer population in New Jersey.
Well, there are, yes. I mean, they've tried birth control, spaying, or like salt blocks that have a birth control in them, things like that, but none of it works. None of it works.
I think that the county was trying to schedule culling in the environmental center, and there was such an outcry by
Yeah.
the public, they walked
Yeah.
away from it.
Yeah, that's right, that's about a dozen years ago or so, that the county was going to have a deer hunt in the McFall Environmental Center on Crescent Ave, and there was a tremendous outcry
Okay.
against it.
Well, I love to look at them, but they have ruined thousands of dollars worth of
They do. They do.
plantings and things that,
Yeah.
you know, are also beautiful for the
The,
environment.
the Chamber of Commerce last week, at their monthly meeting, had a presentation by representatives from Adams Farm. Talk about how their farming operation works, and they compared their farming operation to organic farming, and it was quite an interesting presentation. But this question came up: what do they do about deer? And they have permission to shoot deer on a farm. They can get that from the Department of Agriculture. and I guess, I don't know if Fish and Game gets involved. But anyway, their answer was, in Wyckoff, they've kind of given up, they just plant crops that deer don't eat in town here. They have other acreages where they grow, and they have other things, including culling the herd by hunting on those locations, but they're further out in the country.
I
So-
see. Is there any information people can get, or more information that they can get about what deer are not interested in? Just today, they had a gentleman come, some of the homeowners in our community are seeking some kind of help. And this is a man who will put out some kind of chemical, again, it's a chemical, and to keep the deer away. I believe he did a quick, look at maybe 10 of our community's property, and he offered the price of maybe $70 or $75 a month to do that.
I might only suggest that the company we contract with for animal control, Tyco, they're very helpful and they're very knowledgeable.
Okay,
I'm sure Nancy's office could provide you with that number if you'd want to reach out to them, and reach out to your resident, and
Yeah.
perhaps they could, I know she'll certainly talk to you, she's very interested in all these items. All
okay,
these issues, okay?
thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I might add that if anyone wishes to reach us by phone, the number is 201-891-7000, extension 2220.
Hearing no one and seeing no one, I move to close the public comment period.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, I'll take a motion to approve the April 5th, 2022 Township Committee work session and regular business meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, now, item 8 is the public hearing on the municipal budget. I request a motion to open the public hearing and further consideration of the municipal budget.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra?
Okay, this is the time for the public hearing period for the 2022 municipal budget. It is part of our open public comment period. We have 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on the 2022 municipal budget. The phone number, as I said earlier, is 201-891-7000, extension 2220, if anyone wishes to make a comment, or if anyone in the audience wishes to make a comment. Tom or Melissa, do you wish to, I want to say a few thank yous, but do you wish to say anything here?
Should we close the public comment period
What's
first?
that?
We do that first.
Let's-
We can do
yeah,
that?
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to close the public comment
Okay.
period.
All right, and then I'll make
All right.
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2022 municipal
And then we'll
budget.
have that under
Tom, we have
discussion.
to-
Okay.
Second.
We have to second the motion to close the
All right.
public
Tim, you
comment
made,
period.
who made a motion to close?
I did, to
All right.
motion to close the public comment period.
You second, Pete?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
Mayor Boonstra?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, now I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 2022 municipal budget via resolution 22-163.
I'll second that.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr.
Well,
Melchiong?
time out. Comment
Or discussion?
or discussion? I've already commented. I think Melissa Rubenstein would like to comment
Yeah,
before we vote.
I'm proud of the budget that we've delivered and that we're voting on tonight. Cost the average home $17.98, which is a nominal increase for the amount of services that we continue to provide and add on. you know, we listen to the public when the public comes to us with their concerns. Their biggest concerns are safety and roads. And in terms of safety, we are adding school crossing signs, we're adding safety signs all over town. And in terms of roads, we're paving well over $1 million worth of roads this year. So I'm proud of how we've kept costs down and strive to improve services every year. So safety, security, good roads, good driving conditions. Those are the things that really matter to us. We've also improved our police department with new electric vehicles. So I think this is a really solid budget, and I'm really proud of the work that the committee did on this. So thank you to everybody that was involved.
Yeah, I would like to second thanks to everyone who was involved. I've said this before, as many of us have, in creating this budget. I think we certainly have done our part for the taxpayers here.
I just want to express a concern that I have since I've been on in 2017. Even though borrowing is cheap right now, we're in an inflationary climate that borrowing is going to get more expensive as we go on. And I've noticed that our debt has gone up almost doubled since 2017. It's not at a high level right now, but I want to just be careful that we don't get too high and then we get stuck having to borrow at a higher rate. That's only my concern.
Well, every year we consult with Diana about our borrowing and where we are, and we typically don't borrow more than we're planning to pay back in a given year. So we aren't
But
increasing.
we're borrowing more this year than we're paying back, so.
Okay, but Tim, that's
That's just my concern.
No, but if you've been paying attention the last couple of years,
I have.
we've been doing a lot of roads.
I know.
And roads, we've been bonding because the finance committee has been taking advantage of exceedingly low interest rates.
Exactly.
And hence my comment at the beginning of the meeting this evening, that we're very concerned that we budgeted again another $1.5 million in roads. We're trying to catch up from 2017.
Right,
Where it was 300. Unfortunately, the road and the prices are going crazy. So if anything, we should be hearing that, you know, it's a good thing that we took advantage of the low interest rate, did as much roads as we could, because interest rates are gonna go higher.
And unfortunately, in 2017 and prior, we had township committees that didn't prioritize roads. So we fell very far behind on paving our roads. So when you spend consistently $300,000 on roads, don't bond anything, your roads go to shambles. So we made it a priority over the last 5 years, exactly as Tom said, with the low interest rates, to catch up where we were. It's not really fair to look where we were in terms of debt 5 years ago, because that particular township committee was massively underfunding our roads. And I don't think we want to go back to that.
I just want to echo what I said earlier. You know, I want to thank the Budget Committee and Tom and Melissa for what they've done the last 5 years, keeping Wyckoff one of the lowest tax rates in Bergen County while continuing improving and enhancing services. And like I said earlier, I'm just proud to vote yes on a budget like this because they've done a great job and Wyckoff is looking great because of it.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
No.
Vote on it.
Okay,
Want to call the question?
yes, call a question on the motion.
So Mr. Madigan made the motion, Ms. Rubenstein seconded it. Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, before we move to the consent agenda, Melissa, you have a resolution you'd like to read into the record?
Yeah, I don't know if I need to read the entire resolution into the record, but I can talk about it, unless you want me to read it in.
It's up to you.
Basically, as we have all heard from residents of our town and from people really all over New Jersey, car theft has become a huge issue in the state of New Jersey and in Wyckoff. thieves are getting more brazen. At first, it was people leaving fobs in their car would get stolen. It's gotten to the point where car thieves are using the garage opener on a car in the driveway to access people's garages and their homes, and the problem keeps getting worse and worse. And as many people know, a lot of it may be attributed to the fact that our police across New Jersey are limited in their response, limited by the state government in their response to car thefts. They are not allowed to chase car thieves, essentially. So this is a resolution to essentially ask the state of New Jersey and the Attorney General to permit local law enforcement the discretion to pursue individuals suspected of having engaged in crimes related to the theft of automobiles. So we are asking them to revisit their policy and to give us guidance on how our police can engage without putting any citizens at harm, but with trying to curb this massive problem in New Jersey. So I'd like that resolution to be added. It's 22-169 to add it to the consent agenda.
Okay,
I'll second that motion to add to the consent agenda.
we can just add it. I can just add it to the agenda. We don't need a motion. We don't need a vote to do that.
No,
We'll
because
just add it.
we're gonna vote at the end.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we needed a motion. I was just following what we did a couple of weeks ago with fireworks and the fire commissioner. I was just following the same process.
Mr.
No
Mayor, we also,
problem. I respect that, Mr. Mayor.
I
Mr.
think the
we
mayor can
also-
add it.
We also need to add 168 and 170 to the consent agenda and remove C3 because we voted on it already.
Right, okay. Thanks, Matt. So we'll add 168, 169, and 170,
And remove C3.
and remove C3.
But we don't need a motion to do that.
No, we can just do it. I just want to make a comment, that when we received the copy of the 169 from Melissa, I referred it to the police chief for his review, and he concurs. So I just want to get that on the record. Okay, anything else?
Mr.
before we-
Mayor, we also have 5 ordinances for introduction on the consent
Correct.
agenda as well.
Correct, and 2 separate motions, which Nancy will
Correct.
notate.
So all matters listed below are considered by the Township Committee to be routine in nature. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If any discussion is desired by the Township Committee, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Resolutions as follows. 2020 and 2021 veterans deductions allowed by tax assessor. May as Honor and Remember Month. May as Mental Health Awareness Month. Dedication by rider for Developers Fees Housing Trust Fund. Authorization of vouchers and payment of bills. Reaffirming the Green Team for Sustainable Jersey. Return of certain overpaid taxes, fees, etc. Fly the Ukrainian flag on the government speech flagpole. In support of reforms to the Attorney General's Use of Force Policy, Addendum B, Vehicular Pursuit Policy. Celebration of Arbor Day. Ordinances as follows. Number 1959, an ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $424,500 for improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Wykoff, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and providing the necessary funds therefor. Ordinance number 1960, amending ordinances number 1619, 1646, 1688, 1738, 1773, 1829, 1853, and 1933, entitled An Ordinance Appropriating Funds for Future Field Improvements and Safety Enhancements and Appropriating Additional Funds for said purpose. Ordinance number 1961, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1911 and number 1934, entitled An Ordinance Appropriating Funds for Major Vehicle Repairs and Appropriating Additional Funds for the said purpose. Ordinance number 1962, bond ordinance authorizing road resurfacing and the acquisition of a dump truck, plow, and salter in, by, and for the Township of Wykoff in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, appropriating $1,725,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of a $1,413,000 of bonds or notes of the Township to finance part of the cost thereof. And ordinance number 1963, an ordinance to provide for and determine the rate of compensation of each officer and town hall employee of the Township of Wykoff and the method of payment of such compensation for the year 2022. We also have two motions. They're both from the Christian Healthcare Center to approve and memorialize Christian Health's posting of a 6-foot by 9-foot temporary sign in celebration of Mother's Day at their main entrance facing Sycamore Avenue from May 6th to May 9th, 2022. And to approve and memorialize Christian Health's posting of a 6-foot by 9-foot temporary sign in celebration of Father's Day at their main entrance facing Sycamore Avenue from June 17th to June 20th, 2022. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes.
We have no ordinances for public hearing further consideration tonight.
Okay, so unless there's anything else, I'll take a motion to adjourn the business meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes.
With the affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
The meeting's adjourned.